So I never really was much of an emulation guy. Every now and then I'd pop back in to play some old Nintendo game that you couldn't possibly find today, unless you wanted to pay crazy inflated second market prices, which, by the way, doesn't support the company at all. So why should I feel like that's somehow the morally better option? I'm evil if I emulate it, but if I pay some flipper in New Jersey $100 for it, my conscience is clear? How does that make sense? I'm getting off track. Today's rant isn't about the ethics of emulating. I'll put that one in the pocket. I do think emulation has sort of become the gaming community's answer for whenever we're shortchanged by devs on releases we care about. But why does that responsibility always fall on the fan community? Recently, I decided I wanted to stream Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation 1 on Twitch. A friend of mine had never played it, and I thought it'd be a great way to show it to him and hang out and have a good stream. I own Metal Gear Solid in just about every release that ever came in, including the Master Collection that just dropped. So, I had assumed I'd just stream that. However, in tests, it just felt so underwhelming. I felt that it really didn't do justice to the excellent game I was about to play. So, I finally decided to download Duckstation and fire up a copy of Metal Gear Solid. Now, I'd heard it looked pretty good running in Duckstation, but I was absolutely blown away by what this software can do to a PlayStation 1 game. I mean, full-on widescreen rendering without stretching, 4K upscaling, fixes to the in-game geometry, so many settings, and most of them I didn't understand at all. But the end result shaved a ton of the age off of Metal Gear Solid's look. I couldn't believe such a small and passionate group got this game looking this way on an emulator. But, more importantly, I can't believe they had to. Why couldn't Konami give me this kind of experience? Why can't I buy this? Why isn't the official release the best way to play the game? It's not even close. This would be like if I went to a nice sit-down restaurant and got a burger. And it was a nice burger, I liked it a lot. I paid for it and went on my way. But then, that night, I decided to make a beautiful 5-star gourmet burger at home. It was better, it was easier, and I got it for free. Now, to be fair, there was a lot of content in the Master Collection release. It had a playable version of Integral, all sorts of other rarities. Konami gave us all that, and I really appreciate it, and that's why I bought it. So why then did Konami give us a release with nary a bell nor whistle in sight, as far as the actual game goes? Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know. I have no idea what Duckstation does on the back end when I click that little widescreen button or when I upscale to 4K. I'm guessing some sort of frame generation or machine learning or some other potentially frightening thing. But all that to say, I feel like if a bunch of random Metal Gear fans have access to it, someone at Konami could have figured out how to at least give us a few of these bells and maybe a couple whistles. Why is it so often left to fans and the fan community to make games better or to fix problems? Even when this Master Collection was released, people said, well, wait for the patches, wait for the fixes. And they weren't talking about patches from Konami. They were talking about patches from regular dudes online. This isn't an isolated incident. From fan translations to bug fixes, the gaming community has a long history of stepping up when official support falls short. Companies like Nintendo are infamous for sitting on their old IPs, not giving you an option to buy them, and then getting really angry when people want to emulate them or play ROM hacks. It's one of the most anti-consumer things they do, but I don't want to get too into the weeds on Nintendo right now. I feel like now more and more companies are embracing mods and the incredible things fans can do. But at the same time, it shouldn't be the responsibility of some random computer science major in London to fix the problems of a giant company's latest release. It's not fair, and these folks do it because they love their community, they love the game. Very rarely do they receive any sort of compensation for their work, and often they may not even get the credit for it. Worst case scenario, some of these fans also get mixed up in all sorts of legal issues with the company whose games they're actually saving. These passionate fans keep games and sometimes whole franchises alive. I mean, the very idea of re-releasing a PS1 game in 2023 wouldn't exactly sound like the cash cow it is if it weren't for the passionate fan base. It's almost sort of beautiful in a way, how the game means enough to some people to put so much of their own work into making sure the game looks and plays as best as possible. I just wish we got that kind of passion from the official releases instead of having to constantly rely on fan support to cover their shortcomings. Well, that's the end of my rant. If you've ever had to deal with a mod or a fan patch to get a game you love working, let's talk about it in the comments. If you're someone who's done a fan mod or a fan patch, reach out to me. Maybe we can talk about it. Let's do a video together. If you've watched this far, thank you so much, and if you wouldn't mind liking this video and subscribing to stick around, I got a lot more content coming down the pipeline and I'm really excited to share it all with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for being a part of this community, and we'll see you in the next one.